Good morning, students. How are you? Students, today we will discuss part 3 of lesson 4, second book of political science, and we were discussing about the features of India's foreign policy, and now we will discuss about the objectives of NAM. Yesterday I have told you about the foundation of NAM. Now, with what objectives this NAM was formed? That was to eliminate the causes which could lead to the war. Means NAM was against war. To protect the emerging freedom of the newborn independent countries of Asia and Africa from colonial domination. Students, you must know that at that time most of the countries who were the colonies of European countries, they were getting independence. So the objective of NAM was to protect their freedom, which they were achieving by a great big struggle. To protect human rights and environment, to advocate the sovereignty, not only sovereignty but equality of all the countries. All the countries in the world are equal, and it is the objective of NAM to respect their sovereignty. One more objective is that if there is any international issue, if there is any international conflict, NAM will advocate to settle that issue peacefully. Means there must be talk or there should not be any war. Next objective of NAM was to oppose colonialism, imperialism and racial discrimination, which was prevailing in South Africa. And one more was to encourage friendly relations among the countries. All the countries of the world, those who have joined NAM, must have friendly relations. Students, now we will discuss about the role of Nehru in framing the policy of India, that is foreign policy of India. Students, India was a founder member of NAM, and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he was one of those leaders who have founded NAM. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has also worked for the unity of Afro-Asian countries. Students, you know this thing that at that time most of the countries of Africa and Asia, they were the colonies of European countries. And after Second World War, they were getting independence, and the world was divided into two camps, USA camp and USSR camp, and Nehru was in favor that the countries which got independence after a great struggle for so many years, they should not join any power bloc. They must join NAM so that they can have their independent internal and external policy. So Nehru led the countries of Africa and Asia for NAM, and due to his efforts, Bandung Conference was held where Joseph Tito, Colonel Nasir, Nkrumah and many others, they participated. And Nehru was also against the treaties signed by USA or USSR, that is SEATO, NATO, CENTO or Warsaw Pact. Clear? Pandit Nehru has also worked for the unity of Africa and Asian countries. Afro-Asian unity. Clear? And because India was a supporter of decolonization and he opposed racism, especially the apartheid in South Africa. Afro-Asian Conference, which was also known as Bandung Conference. Bandung is a city in Indonesia. So Bandung Conference was held in 1955 and where the countries of Asia and Africa participated, and this was initiated by India and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And the Bandung Conference later led to the establishment of NAM, and the first summit of NAM was held in Belgrade in September 1961. So this was the role of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Students, when there will be question about the role of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, so you have to write the three objectives of India's foreign policy, his efforts for NAM, his efforts for Afro-Asian unity, Belgrade conference, Bandung conference, all this you have to write for the role of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So students, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will meet again with new topic. Till then, goodbye.